And Sutton deserves that recognition. Now Porto, he's got an opening. What's the final ball going to be like? Not the best. But they are getting some openings now. This is encouraging for Celtic, and the flag is up now. Well, this team cannot afford to give Bobby Porto that kind of latitude.
Yeah, I mean, it was good play. He linked with Chris Sutton. I think we see it here. Lennon played it to Porto, who was obviously in an offside position, but the first thrust was a good one. But you know, Porto managed to get plenty of players back in their penalty box, and they've already shown their prowess in the air. You know, obviously we would normally say Sutton and Larsson would be hard to beat in the air, but they've handled it well so far.
That's a very tense-looking Martin O'Neill in that stand. That's good interception again. Agat did splendid work now. You can see Larsson taking his time about this. Will Agat get to that goal line? No, just a little bit too hard. He specializes in that, but I'm quite sure that the Portuguese team have looked very closely at videos and know what that ploy is all about.
Yeah, he basically just run out of space there. He is one who does have tremendous pace. I think even great pace in Champions League terms, and just on that occasion he didn't have enough room to work with.
Nyobe took his eyes right off that. Well, surprisingly, normally he has very good concentration. A little bit of lapse there. They're not linking with the two men up front, but they got that break. Pena. Leslie knocked the ball about cleverly. Very good use of space. Pena had come back for that. The man who scored 29 goals last season. Top scorer in Portuguese football. Paredes, the man in the middle. Number 5 is a Paraguayan. Easily knocked away that time, too easily. Celtic's benefit. Pena couldn't get away. That's an excellent tackle by Valde. He had to get in there. He was the last line. Agat. Might go off in one of these long runs of his. Pena again. Yes, he's been closely watched, but he is elusive. Larsson kept it in well, but pulled round there. There's Capuccio. Joined the club 5 years ago. He's been a regular in the side. Portuguese international, of course. Well, the referee is looking stern without actually acting stern.
I think you mentioned Balde's interception there. It really was crucial, and it shows you how incisive the Portuguese can be in the last third.
Sutton can't get clear. Well, at this stage, they're actually defending quite well, although I think labouring some of the clearances. Brilliant play by Lambert. Agat. Oh, they're going forward, and Larsson was almost in there. There was that hesitation. The ball is still in play. Got to go, no. Knocked away from Larsson. And a collision there. No doubt about that. Both players are down. Real challenge here. Now watch Henrik Larsson coming in from the back. There was a little bit of hesitation.
It's typical Larsson. He did so well to get in front of the defender, just couldn't get the required touch to get it on target. But
and he really is animated. Well, he might. What they haven't done is bolt him to his seat.
Well, we normally see that type of shot, and it's in the dugout. But obviously tonight, Martin O'Neill restricted to the stand. But Bobby Porto, full credit to him there. You know, he kept the play going. The ball curled tantalisingly in the goal line and stayed in the pitch, and Porto produced the cross, but it was really well defended once again by Porto.
Larsson recovered well. A little bit untidy in midfield. Well, Celtic growing in the number of passes that they've made and the possession they've had. Good interception. Lennon reads the game so quickly and so well in that midfield position. Little jink forward. That's brilliant play. Dear, dear, dear. Well, away across on the far side of the penalty area, Sutton did not see Stilian Petrov coming in, and I wonder if he's giving the English manager, they're giving him 3 out of 10 for that one.
I'm sure he's not happy with it. It was good play in the first instance. Great reverse pass in there to Sutton, and then, as you say, Petrov was arriving in the inside left position.
Well, it was 1 against 1 there. Larson did make that run right through the middle. O'Hearn. Ball still in play. They're just popping it back into midfield at the moment. Hardly constructive. Well, the crowd didn't like it. Both went for the ball, though. Well, the play very untidy from both sides at this juncture, and the referee is having a word with Costa, I think. Oh, there's blood there, yeah. Yes, he has to go off. Quite accidental. Well, he's a tough hombre. Not taking long to come back on. As I said, he was subbed at the weekend and threw his armband at the manager. Maybe not the kind of conduct that would encourage the idea of loyalty, but on the other hand, some players are very determined.
Well, he's very much a talisman for the Portuguese club. He's been there for a very long time, and Sir Alex Ferguson, I saw in the papers today, recognising his brutal way of playing, and they're the type of players that probably other players will appreciate in their team. Bullies the opposition and holds the defence together.
I think this goalkeeper may be in danger of being booked for time wasting. He realises that Jorge Costa is out of the defence at the moment. And the Russian goalkeeper trying to put it out of play. And Costa comes back on. Played in all 5 of the European Championship games in 2000. He's been playing in the national side for the last 9 years. The central defender in Portuguese football. 20 minutes of this game gone. Just kept in by Lambert. That was an excellent tackle, but nobody up front there. Deco, the Brazilian player, number 10. Lux just in behind the other 2 there. Our referee wisely letting play go on. The tackle was on the ball by Lambert. Now Peta. Ball like Peta. That's a decent ball across. Goal. Agat taken on by the bounce. Oh, disappointing finish there as they went forward.
He took a chance there. De Silva elected to let the ball run through, and Agat was coming in on his blind side. And I think if he chooses to do that for the rest of the night, Agat may get some joy there.
Might have headed that away, clearly. Trying to make that diagonal pass. O'Hearn just taking the sting off it. It's dangerous to play that ball around like that. They just got away with it. Really, as a coach, that would have put your heart in your mouth.
Yeah, and it's uncharacteristic for Malby. Normally doesn't take chances, but with Pena about, he has to watch what he's doing.
Very ambitious looking shot, that. Jorge Andrade right in the middle of defence. making his first break over the halfway line. Valder. Kind of half-hearted pass forward there. Mario Silva making the break. The two fullbacks, Ibarra on the other side, of course, are phenomenally quick. Lambert wanted a 1-2 play to him. Keita. Agat having to turn inside. I think they've certainly done their homework in Agat. They're pushing him inside, Billy.
Yeah, Agat's getting further forward than Petra at the moment, but he's been well policed.
Careful push forward there. Nice little touch. Offside again. Well, that was a well-worked movement that time. One-touch football, getting a little bit of freedom. It was done quickly, and they almost got away with it.
It was good play by Celtic, but I think just marginally offside. Yeah, Larson just offside there, but more encouraging if the Portuguese are pushing up into that area. There is an area for, you know, the likes of Larson and even Petrov in the middle of the pitch to get in behind them.
Just knocked away. Capucho suddenly popping up on that far side. Well, there was a push there by Petra, and the referee just turned very quickly away from it. I think there was a little gasp you could hear in the crowd when that collision took place, and Petrov couldn't get forward quickly enough. But the play is all in the Portuguese half at the moment.
Yeah, definitely just a clumsy kind of challenge by Petra there. In fact, I don't think he actually meant to do that, obviously, but you know, I wouldn't like to give the referee too many of those decisions to make.
Free kick. Almost 25 minutes gone. There was no cover there. Capucho on that far side, and Pena trying to give in. First time they've really threatened inside the penalty area, and that was bad marking away in the far side.
Well, it was lack of concentration. Celtic switched off. It was a quick free kick, and Capucho produced a marvellous cross across the face of the goal, and luckily Celtic defended it well.
Well, Celtic have had a lot of possession, and nevertheless, the obvious side to that is the Portuguese are soaking in this atmosphere now, getting accustomed to it, looking more and more confident. And they are concentrated. Haven't been any lapses yet. Valder, free kick though to Celtic. That's Paredes, the Paraguayan. Won 3 titles with his club back in Paraguay before he joined Porto in 2000. And in there, just to the left-hand side, the coach, Octavio Machado. Now, trying to do that little chipped one, and a lot of wrestling. I think one of the characteristics, Billy, of football nowadays is the amount of jersey pulling that goes on inside the penalty area. I mean, it's like all in wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, well, that's a very pertinent point after last week in Turin, but we see the strength of Costa there. I mean, Chris Sutton, I think, uses his body brilliantly against defenders, but Costa seems to be equal of him so far tonight.
Straightforward header for Lennon. Couldn't make any contact. Yes, we get a free kick for that. There's Deco. Valherin following it right across. He was mortified, of course, about that penalty incident. Call it an incident because it was quite unresolved in Celtic's mind. Threading the passage through Berta now, and Pena trying to come in. That's a good clearance. Well, the finishing, on the 1 or 2 occasions they've been able to build up something, has been rather feckless.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit over ambitious to try a shot from there. We can see he's not really set up to hit it. I think it's his poorer foot and it's well off target. But I think we do see the Portuguese, the strength they have in the ball. They actually invite, you know, the pass into them even when they're being heavily marked, and they shrug off players, and then of course you have runners and they make full use of it.
Well, two of them going in for that. There really ought to have been a shout as Agat tried to stretch out that long leg of his. Very often you watch Agat making one of these runs, you feel as if he's hit the ball too far ahead, and then he gets a little touch to it, sends it beyond the defender.
Well, that's the thing about defenders, it actually invites them into thinking that they can get the ball, but as you say, with his pace and his speed, you know, he inevitably gets there and gets a toe to it, and he's away from them.
Well, there was a lot of passionate sound to start off with. I think there's a kind of lull now as the crowd trying to evaluate this game and the way this Portuguese team have been able to sustain the occasional pressure and luck dangerously. Pena, passing has just been a little bit too obvious. Back to Carvalho. Capucho runs all over the field. You saw him in the right wing a couple of minutes ago. He's got a free roll. Ibarra try to go in there again. Hugo Ibarra, the Argentinian. Larson almost crowded out, and he won't get that. Well, I think they've seen the danger of obviously Sutton and Larson up front, done their homework.
I think that's a dangerous element. The front three of Porto, Pena and Capucho with Deco just in behind them, but they all work very, very hard. We've seen Deco back defending in his own penalty box, and as you say, it was Capucho this time away in the kind of outside left area.
Well, they allowed that to go through. Lennon plays it a little bit too wide, and I think Henrik Larsson wanted quicker forward movement there by Paul Lambert. Of course, Henrik Larsson, John Robertson, I'll tell you what, he's a heavy smoker, John, and he'll be having a few puffs, I would imagine, at half-time. Pena goes after this. There's Balqueran coming right across the field, using the whole width of the field there to block that out.
That is an indication of the Porto front players movement, where O'Haran, the left-sided central defender, has had to come way over into almost the right back position to make an interception and put the ball out for a throw-in.
Well, you saw that little attempt to control the ball there. I think up front, when they're going forward, they do sometimes look a little bit casual in their final ball.
Well, I think that's a sign of their confidence. They really do have a magnificent touch, and as I say, they invite players in. They're quite happy to take it under pressure, and they can pass the ball very, very quickly and slickly.
Well, I think the referee, free kick. Paredes went down very heavily. Yes, well, as I said, he's suffering that terrible frustration of not being able to communicate, and I suppose we know what's happened in quiz shows. If he starts coughing, people will be suspicious and try to communicate. I think it's slightly ludicrous all the same. Here's a break. Well, that's a good tackle. Couldn't have been any mistake there. Nyobi came about 10 yards very quickly to blot that out. Petrov is going to let fly. Well, at the very least, after 31 minutes, Celtic have had a clear shot at goal, leaving aside that effort by Sutton, and Stilian Petrov, the man in the mood to do exactly that, given the explosive goals he scored recently.
Yeah, they've had the bulk of the possession, Celtic, but it's important always to bring the opposing goalkeeper into the game, and with Petrov's power, I think it's always worth him trying a shot from that distance.
Peta running inside again. Not getting it cleanly enough, I don't think, to Lennon. Petrov almost paid off. Look how deep Pena has come. As I said, the top goal scorer when he's deep inside his own half. And not a single Portuguese player in the Celtic half there.
I don't think Carvalho appreciated that pass. He was under pressure, severe pressure from Henrik Larsson. And I think as a defender he made the right decision there to not to try anything fancy, just to clear his lines, and they can start defending again.
Referee waves play on, Ibarra's with it. As he lacked support, he's feeling there was a push. And Deco, who had come off the field, is now back on. They were down to 10 men there. He's getting some attention. He's back on the field again. Ibarra. Given away by Lennon. That's very unlike him. And that's a kind of lapse of concentration that this team have when they go forward. Giving the ball away easily, thankfully for Celtic's cause. No, just knocked a little bit too far ahead, but been given a free kick. And I would imagine that, oh, what would you make it, Billy? 36, 7 yards out. Petrov might be given the task of relieving Celtic of the burden that is becoming increasing on them of having so much possession, yet not being able to break this side down.
I think it was a good foul for Celtic. I think Henrik Larsson had maybe lost control of the ball. The covering defender was in.
No, they're trying the chipped one, the high one, and Mjolby was up. Mjolby's been dragged out of defence now. A poor ball forward. Trying to go in hard, Agat. Yeah, Celtic at the free kick again. That was Mario Silva. The man who played in French football and won a championship with Nantes last season, by the way. They just to top right a picture. Now what can Celtic's big men do? Baldeo's up for this. They've left Valgaeren at the back. Oh, not such a good ball. Agat. Well, Lambert within with conviction there. Just a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the right decision there for Stilian Petrov to take the free kick. He's under hit his set pieces tonight so far. Bobby Petta had come way across to slant one in on top of the goalkeeper, and Celtic are so dangerous from that type of situation.
All Celtic. That's a very congested Portuguese half. But how to unpick the lock? Valgaeren. You can see Larsson wants to build it up. Valgaeren, that's a great run by Valgaeren. Well, if Chris Sutton had left that, sometimes you'll find him dummying. There were Celtic players coming up in his wake.
Yeah, once again, great play. Larsson plays in Valgaeren, who sprinted from the back. Chris Sutton, I thought, just got over there just a wee bit too early. Certainly attracted defenders to him, but then it needed somebody else to put it in.
That must be there. No, Agat. Another corner kick, I think. Yes, he was suddenly left in the clear. And this team are now under pressure with about 10 minutes remaining of this half.
Great corner kick from Petrov there. That's the type of thing, putting defenders under pressure, and Agata was at the back post who almost got it in target.
They might just take a quick one here. That's a decent one again, and it's there! Larsson! Celtic have opened the scoring. And that's brought him to his feet, not surprisingly. 36 minutes gone, and this defence who had been under pressure. There's the touch there. He's always alert to it. Anything coming his way, even with a fraction of an opportunity, he'll put away, and he does it again.
Yeah, Larsson's in his usual position, centre goal. He challenged for the first ball in, went over his head, but he was so quick to react, and in the end it was a very straightforward finish for him. But the importance of the goal certainly cannot be underestimated.
I don't think UEFA banned jubilation. They needed that, Celtic. In a way, you felt it was coming, although you were tempted not to say that.
Yeah, territorial Celtic had taken the advantage, but without creating too many clear-cut chances. But of course, from set pieces, they're so lethal.
Wow, this team look in disarray at the moment. They certainly have been badly pained by that one. Larson. Another goal here, and Celtic would be able to totally dominate this game. Just touched away. And the crowd lapping this up now.
Well, sometimes when you score, you have to be very careful. The concentration's right. You don't let the other team right back into it. But I can sense that Celtic, with 4 or 5 minutes to go before half-time, feel that if they can get another one right now, it may just win the game for them.
Egard came in just a little bit too quickly. So I think you'll get a free kick out of that. Well, this team have looked extraordinarily casual any time they've had any opportunity going forward. As witness the way they gave the ball away a minute ago. Henrik Larsson, a real special phenomenon in the game. Hasn't had much opportunity to show his skills tonight, but of course he doesn't really need that. We've seen him recently in games when he's hardly been in it, and then bang, the ball's in the back of the net. Well, this team are showing absolutely nothing going forward. Balkeran. I think there'll be a free kick for the last tackle. There is. Costinha brought down there. Costinha, another of these players who spent a lot of time outside of Portugal. He played for Monaco. Had a great deal of experience with them. I think it's Carlos Alberto Paredes who might have a go at this. He has Deco beside him as well. That's Paredes with it. I think they like to play the ball about, knock it in, rather than just swing it high into goal. Valde. I think, Billy, given the circumstances of that extraordinary game in Turin and the tension involved in this one, the manager, not down there in the dugout, has given it a kind of false appearance, because this team really haven't been in it. I mean, Celtic, without creating a chance before that, although many a chances, have really dominated the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they obviously lost goals at bad times last week, but they've scored one tonight at a very good time, just before half-time. And even going in 1-0 up at half-time, I think it's halfway to mission accomplished.
Meanwhile, a corner kick. 5 minutes of this half remaining. Way across to take it, Deco. Swings it in high. Upena tried to get in. And just over. Two of them could have gone for it, and it shows you in a game of this nature, one little lapse of judgment in defence and you could suffer.
Yeah, it was a great delivery from Deco. It looked as if it was slightly overhit, but it's obviously something they work on. The player got round the back, headed it back in a similar type of situation to the one Larsson scored from, but luckily for Celtic, just put over the bar.
Well, you look back and some of the tries, go back to the Lisbon Lions themselves, you know, in their triumph, they had the moments and the slices of luck in the game. Jock Stein admitted as much, and you've got to have that. Petrov. Better. I'll put Mjolby under a little bit of pressure, but I don't know, they give the impression that they don't have an appetite for chasing after the ball the way that Celtic players do at the moment. We've got about 3 minutes of this half remaining. Yes, another free kick against Balde. See how easily they can give the ball away sometimes. Sometimes they look slick, sometimes downright careless.
That's the type of thing Lambert and Neil Lennon do so well for Celtic. They sit in front, they intercept things, and they really protect that back three.
Well, the crucial thing is that Celtic have taken the lead, because I think they're a very, under any ordinary circumstances, a difficult team to beat. When they get in front, this huge self-belief becomes very evident. Straight back again, Lambert. Straight out of play. Sutton, and then that's a bit of a call. Bobby Petta. Well, that was a chance. He might have done better than that. I think he might have been slightly surprised that Ibarra gave him a little gift in a way, because he didn't challenge him, as you can see.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just the wrong man coming in on that. It's not the type of situation that you would say was one of the best parts of Bobby Petta's armoury, but he did get in front of the defender nevertheless, and I felt that he should have got the header in target, and I think Martin O'Neill agrees.
Mark Huey can't give him a half-time dressing down. Ibarra. Egad was watching it very carefully. I make it a minute to half-time. He's onside. Still wanting to trail in there. Well cleared by Balde. Yes, free kick. I really honestly didn't think there was terribly much in that.
It was great control by Ibarra, I think it was, and Bobby Petta put him under immediate pressure, and a wee bit harsh, the free kick there, I think. Unfortunately, it's in a dangerous position.
Well, they've guarded the couple of free kicks we've had competently. Well, they have 3 or 4 players in the side who can take free kicks very well. Deco is there again. Ibarra, the Argentinian, is there. Deco, of course, from Brazil. I don't think they've made up their mind just quite how they're going to play this. Yeah, Deco's going for it. They can do that all night, I'm sure. As far as Celtic are concerned, that was a kind of slipshod effort. And I think that word characterises much of the forward play, slipshod.
Yeah, and on that occasion, whenever you mentioned the Brazilian standing over the ball, you do have a sense of trepidation, but fortunately, it was a very poor effort.
A little bit of wrestling there. Sutton usually wins these. Look it away. But Larson took over. That's tempting. Sutton tries to get to the end of it. They get another corner kick. And that sweeping diagonal movement there, greatly anticipated, and there was Sutton.
He still had a bit to do, Chris Sutton, but it was brilliantly defended by Costa once again, who I think really feels that penalty box is his domain, and is very much a case of thou shalt not pass.
So, into stoppage time. Slow this time, not the best one. Petrov is there, there's no offside. Now Petta. Petrov just a little bit low again. Larson trying to get in there. Well, the Russian goalkeeper didn't like that attention. Petta, Collision there. I think it was accidental. Let's have a look at it again. I hope we can see it again. Here it comes. Oh, no, that was swinging in dangerously.
Yeah, well, I don't think Pena was really intent on challenging for the ball there. I don't see for a minute that he intended to hit Baldy in the face, but it certainly looked a sore one. But being the giant of a man that he is, he's up on his feet and ready to go on with it again.
And there goes the half-time whistle. Celtic Park rises to this Celtic team. They suffered early frustration, a lot of possession, hardly anything to show for it, and perhaps this man more than anything else gets a comforting word